This is Conversations with Paycheck and Red, a weekly podcast with two good old boys talking about anything and everything that crosses their mind. You may not know what you're going to get with an episode of Paycheck and Red, but you sure know you don't want to miss it. So do what you got to do. Download the app, find the episodes online, and make sure that you don't miss 1 second of Conversations with Paycheck and Red.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to a little thing that we call Conversations with Paycheck and Red. I'm Paycheck, and I'm with my boy Red.
What's up, party people?
And this episode is brought to you by Red's Bong Rips, keeping clear eyes in business since 420. Take it away, Red.
I think I will.
Get it?
Wow.
Get it.
Man.
Get it.
It's nothing like a clean apparatus, man. Nothing like it.
You big old pothead.
Yeah. I prefer the term stoner.
Yeah, I agree. That kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit better anyway, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I feel like I've got this Barry Manilow voice thing going on today.
You sound like you just woke up.
Man, I've had a busy day. I went, those that have been listening to us, I'm sure you know by now that I bought my first bike. So, man, I'm enjoying the shit out of it. I met a few people. We've been riding. So I spent a good, about 3 or 4 hour ride today.
Damn.
Yeah, it was badass though, man. It was a great day. The weather was awesome. Then I got back, took a shower, took my oldest 2 daughters on a little shopping spree. Just some quality daddy-daughter time.
Mm-hmm.
We got to take my youngest tomorrow. Everybody gets birthdays, and it's weird, dude. That
Yeah, everybody has a birthday, Paycheck.
no, dude. Everybody gets money for their birthday these days. Whatever happened to birthday presents and shit? I guess it's an age thing, but I don't know. Even my 8-year-old, she's got almost $200 in birthday money.
Damn.
I told her, I said, let me hold something. Let me hold 20.
Right? Let me borrow $2.
$2? I ain't trying to go to a dollar store.
Yeah, just enough to buy you a pack of smokes.
No, you know damn well I don't buy no damn. Well, I guess she can throw in on it.
Yeah, throw in on a pack.
What's up with you? What you got going on?
Oh man, I ain't done a damn thing today, man. To sit around the house. I went to a birthday party for my daddy-in-law. I came back to the house and been chilling. Just been hanging out, man. Taking it easy.
Now, what kind of birthday party is this? Was there some drinking going on out there?
There was a little bit. We cooked a little bit of hot dogs on the grill. You know what I mean? Just hang out.
You couldn't smoke there, though, huh?
No. Father-in-law turned 29 today for the 20th year consecutively.
Yeah, I was about to say, holy shit! Wow, great.
Yeah.
She got her elf.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not it. What would be the opposite of cougar? For a dude. Well, no, I got it backwards. If he's the younger one, she would still be the cougar.
Right.
Yeah. Huh. Well,
I've never put much thought into it, honestly.
Yeah, apparently I haven't either.
Yeah, right.
So, what we're doing
we're going to be talking about what do they call it? Space Farce? The Space Force? The Final Frontier?
Space Force?
Space Farce. I call it a Space Farce. The country's calling it a Space Force. But we're going to...
So is this real?
Well, according to the news, it is. Your commander in chief is creating a military a branch of military for space.
All right, so it'll be an additional branch on top of the Army, Navy, Air Force, and now Space Force.
Right, from what I gather, yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
I just think they could have come up with a cooler name, man. Space Force.
It sounds like some Spaceball shit. You know what I mean? Like I can't take it seriously.
Well, I guess it's a play on Air Force, like Air Force is in the air, but we're going to take it a step further. We're going to have a force in the space.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think it's the dumbest shit in the world, but I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. It's actually laughable to me. You know what I mean? But I'm calling this episode Space Farce, or we are rather. We're calling this episode Space Farce: The Final Frontier. So. Not really touching on the whole Space Force idea, but just spatial topics, just broaden horizons and all that kind of shit.
So do you think this is they're laying the groundwork for letting us in on the whole extraterrestrial crap?
It could be just a small glimpse into that, I think. I mean, I personally think that there is life out there, and with our POTUS being who he is, and a person who doesn't give a shit, he really doesn't care what people say or what people think and what people know. So I mean, it could be a small glimpse into some of that shit, I think. But I don't think he's going to give us too much to where it, like some kind of Independence Day type shit. I don't think it's going to go that far, but I think it is, again, a small glimpse, yeah.
Well, you were only right about one thing, and that it's a farce. I mean, it's pretty dumb that, they have something called Space Force when we can't even leave the atmosphere.
Oh, come on, dude. Really? Don't start that shit again.
Yeah, I mean, it's dude, we cannot leave the atmosphere. It's been proven.
No,
we
man.
We cannot leave, dude. We haven't been to the moon. We haven't been out of this atmosphere. It's all bullshit. It's all a lie. It's all a government / cabal / the Vatican /
don't forget the
Lucifer.
Don't forget the Illuminati.
Yeah, it's all bullshit, man. And I know there's people that are listening. A lot of people are going to be laughing, and I get it. I mean, it sounds crazy, but dude, I've spent years researching this very topic, and there is pages upon pages, videos upon videos of proof that prove that we have never left the atmosphere. So let's start by, let me ask you this. We'll start like this.
All right.
How do you know we left the atmosphere?
Probably from the same source that says that you think that we haven't.
What?
The internet, scientists.
No. You saw it on TV. Oh, you saw it on TV, right?
Right.
Well, I'm talking about, before the internet. We went to we supposedly went to the moon well before the internet came out.
Yeah, was it like 1962 or something like that, I think?
Yeah, I think
61, 62, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I think it was 62. So your first glimpse into the whole NASA thing and going to the moon and this race with Russia to go to the moon, we all saw it on TV initially, correct?
Mm-hmm, correct.
Okay, so I'm not one of those guys. Like, I'm not from the show me state. What state is that, by the way? Is that Missouri?
I think
what is it?
I think it might be the show. I think Missouri is the show me state, I think.
Yeah, the show me. Yeah, I'm from Missouri, from the show me state.
What are we showing them?
Well, yeah, right. No, I'm not. You know, I know that there's things out there that we can't see, smell, touch, you know, all that good stuff. But, dude, I'm just having a hard time believing that we we even left the atmosphere based on so much information that I've come across. And throughout this episode, just real quick, give y'all an idea on how this is going to go down. Red believes something that I don't, and I believe something that Red don't. So throughout this episode, it's going to be a verbal assault. You know, I'm going to come out guns blazing. He's going to come out guns blazing, and I'm going to try to prove him wrong, and he's going to try to prove me wrong. Not that we've collected a bunch of data and we did a bunch of damn research. I mean, we're not that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of slacked this week. I didn't do much research, man. I kind of know that we went to the moon. You know what I mean? I don't really have to do much research on it.
Well, okay, so let's back up a little bit then. So, and I know we've touched on this on a few episodes, but I'm at this very moment. Now, I'm a critical thinker. I'm open-minded, so you know my mind does change, my thoughts do change, my opinions change. But right now, at this current moment, I believe that the Earth is flat.
Can I say respectfully without pissing you off that you're fucking stupid?
Yeah, dude, I literally heard crickets before you said anything.
I mean, I don't really think so, man. I mean,
well, the reason I touch on the whole flat Earth thing is because it goes, it runs parallel with, you know, my beliefs about leaving the atmosphere. I don't believe that we've left the atmosphere. I don't believe that the Earth is round. As a matter of fact, the entire population of the world believed the Earth to be flat until a guy named Copernicus constructed a globe at the demand of, the name slips my mind, but he was one of the elite at that time.
So after that, wait a minute, so you can recall a name like Copernicus.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's a cool name.
I hear you.
Did you not turn your notifications off like we talked about?
I did, but it still vibrates.
Yeah. So, you know, so the whole flat Earth thing. So if the Earth is flat, then that means that there is I don't like using the word because it kind of dumbs my opinion down a little bit, but a dome, if you will. I call it a firmament. But, you know, the Earth is flat and there's a dome over top of us. It's called, and there's firmament above us. So one of the things that I come across, and look, I don't want anybody listening or you, Red, to think that I saw just this one video and it changed everything. I saw multiple videos and I've come across many, many pages of documentation, but just one of the videos that I saw, there were some college kids who had money, old money, you know, daddy's money, and they built a rocket and they put a GoPro on it. And they sent that motherfucker into space. Well, their intention was to send it into space. Their intent was to prove that the Earth is flat and that an object cannot leave the atmosphere. So this thing took off like a bat out of hell, and you could see it on GoPro. And there are actual experts in the field of videography and all that good stuff that state that this video is not altered, edited. It is not fake. It is real. So this damn rocket took off with a GoPro on it. Now the GoPro was facing down, which I think's dumb. I would have preferred it facing up, but you know, it is what it is. But this thing took off like a bat out of hell, and then all of a sudden came to a complete stop, like it hit something, like an abrupt stop. But the thing is that it came to a stop so quickly that had it hit something, it would have been in pieces. And when it came back down to Earth, to the ground, it was not in pieces. It was fully intact. There were no scratches. It wasn't broken. So this thing, and if in the video they slowed it down and they did like the whole frame by frame and magnified and this and that, and you can actually see water drops upon impact of whatever this rocket hit. So my point to this is that it hit, in my opinion, it hit what I call the firmament. In Scripture, it tells us that there is a firmament above us and below us. So this thing hit water, which is why it didn't bust into, you know, 1,000 pieces or whatever. And the video even shows that it hit water by the water drops that it showed. So if we can leave this atmosphere, why didn't that thing just keep going? Did you see the video?
I did. Yeah.
Really?
I did, honestly. Scout's honor.
Dude, is it not crazy? I mean, let's be real here. It's crazy. Admit it.
It is kind of wild. But I have one question. What do you suggest this quote unquote firmament is made out of? Water? So there's like a huge layer of however thick water in the atmosphere just hovering above Earth. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. And now I don't know this to be fact. Like, I don't recall any information about this, but I'd imagine that's where rain comes from. I mean, look, think about it like this. And then, yeah, look, Red and I have had this conversation many times.
Oh, wow.
We believe differently because Red believes what a man tells him, a scientist tells him. So
Who
Red
told you a magical person? A magical entity told you this? A person told you this, right?
No, nobody told me this. This is information that I've gathered on my own.
Okay, so did a magical being write this information down?
No, what happens is...
Right?
No, listen. I say where you're going, and let me answer you. What happens is that your great grandpa was told a lie by the government. And he told that lie to his kids, believing it to be truth. And he told his kids, and he told his kids, and he told his kids. Now, when that first great grandparent, when somebody told him that the earth was round, he was like, shut up. Come on, man, that's ridiculous. Space, come on. Other planets, come on, that's ridiculous. But they made him believe that it was true. So he told his kids, and he told his kids, and he told his kids this lie until it got all the way down to us. And it's been so long, and this lie has been going on so long that when I tell you what I believe to be the truth, you're going to say, oh, come on, man, what? The earth is flat? What do you mean we've never been to the damn moon? What do you mean we can't leave the atmosphere? It's because we've been lied to. And there's a reason for it. There's a reason why the government and the powers, in place want us to believe that the earth is round, because they want you to believe that there are other planets and other galaxies and other solar systems and universes, because they want you to feel like just a small speck in the grand scheme of things. You are nothing. You are just a minute part of the universe, which is the exact opposite of who you really are. See, it's all bullshit.
Yeah, I think you're full of shit, Paycheck.
Yeah, I've heard that, and I accept that people think that.
Because it
what if
all
I'm right?
boils down to this. It all boils down to this, okay? You say you got this information from reading, from videos, from all this shit, and we've had this argument over and over again, man. We're beating a dead horse here. You know what I mean?
I thought it was a dead dog.
Horse, dog, parakeet, turtle, it don't make a damn. It's dead. All right?
Do you have a horse over there?
No, I do not have horses.
Yeah, me either. So we sure can't beat one, then, can we?
All right, well, let's beat a dead dog then. All right. Anyway, you claim to get all this information from reading, from videos, from this, from that, and maybe it started off in a book or whatever. Or, I don't even know, but it evolved.
The Holy Bible.
Okay, even still, a man wrote that. A man made the videos. A man wrote the damn documents that you're reading that says your Earth is flat. Just like a man showed me the videos and the news and all that kind of shit that says that it's round. So again, I say, who says that your way's right and I'm wrong?
Because one scientist told you this, or two, maybe 3 of them, maybe 12 of them.
No, I'm pretty sure I've been told that my whole life, and it's a collective amount of fucking scientists and news broadcasters and shit like that. It's not just, it's not just a couple.
Right, so here's what happens. Those same scientists you're talking about, when they told the world that it was round and that there's planets and there's solar systems and galaxies and stuff, all these years later, now they're 90 or however old they are. Now all of a sudden, they're like, you know what? I'm fixing to die. I'm not fixing to die with this lie on my conscience. So there are scientists who worked for the government, who worked for NASA, who are coming out slowly, one by one, telling that it is a lie.
So Galileo was wrong too? When they didn't have computers and the internet and news and all that, and he stuck his telescope up in the air and he found round planets and
dude, listen,
all
this
bullshit. Come on, man, you can take that shit somewhere else.
Okay, well, let's back it up a little bit. So, this the powers that are in place right now, the elite, if you will, the richest of the world, who control the media, the financial institutes, everything, the economy, entertainment. They control everything because they have the money and they have the power. This has been going on since the beginning of time. When people have, let's take it all the way back to the beginning of time. In a village, in a town, in a city, there is that almighty, powerful, rich leader, if you will. You know what I mean? There's always that one guy who leads the people. So even back then, when you're talking about Galileo, yes, there was somebody, the elite, the almighty, the powerful one with all the money and all the power, and that controlled the economy, controlled the government, if there was a government at the time. And yes, they told him, now I'm paraphrasing, of course, because I wasn't there, but, listen, I want you to tell the whole fucking world that the world is round. And if you don't do this, then, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill your whole family.
Man.
For real. Yeah.
Sounds like to me you living scared, Paycheck. Like you worried about Big Brother and all that shit, man.
No, I'm not. Listen, I've
as free as you think you are.
Yeah, I am. I've implemented a 3-foot rule. I don't worry about that shit. Unless it presents itself as an issue involving myself, my family, my friends, or if it's 3 feet in front of me. That's the only time I worry about it. Anything outside of those parameters, I don't give a shit. When it comes knocking on my door, then I'll deal with it. So I'm not scared of anybody. I'm not scared of Big Brother. I'm not scared of the government. If I die, I die. That's just how it works. If my kids die, they die. That's just how it works. We won't be the first people that were killed because of what we believe in. So that's my point, is that now I know this is a stretch, and I know we're going out there.
Yeah,
but
you're stretching it way out there, man. Like this is
like aliens. I think aliens are a
laughable episode.
Yeah. Well, I think it's funny that you believe that we went to the damn moon. Okay, so if we've been to the moon, why haven't we been back?
We have.
No, we haven't.
Yes, we have.
We have not landed on the moon again.
Since 1962.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we went to the moon, man.
I know, but okay, so if we did, why wouldn't we go back there?
Because we've been there and done that. We got the T-shirt. We're off exploring other shit now.
What? Where else have we landed?
Well, dude, we don't have to land anywhere. We're putting rovers and cameras and shit on different planets and exploring them that way. We don't have to put people on planets anymore because we have the technology to do so. We can sit right here from the comfort of our own home and look at these planets from the couch. We don't have to fucking send a manned spaceship or rocket or whatever the fuck it is to a planet and land on it. This, we're talking about 1962, man. Not 2002. We're talking about 1962.
Yeah, but we don't have the technology to.
When 1962, when they barely had the technology to put a human face on a television.
Okay, so wait a minute.
They put a man on the moon.
Wait a minute. Listen to how dumb this sounds. Okay, so you're telling me that in 1962, they did not have the technology for me to be riding down the road and call you on your cell phone riding down the road, but they can communicate between Earth and Mars?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, what? Okay, so I can't. I don't know when was the phone invented? Do you know?
Alexander Graham Bell. I don't know the exact year, but it was before 1960. We were calling people on the fucking phone in 1960.
Okay, still to this day, and you know this firsthand because I'm a truck driver and I'm in different states or whatever. There's times where I can't even talk to you, and it's 2018. But you're telling me that we have technology way back then to where we could talk to somebody on the moon?
Yeah, dude, science isn't perfect.
Exactly.
Science
exactly.
Isn't perfect.
No. Matter of fact, science is really just some assholes in a fucking lab coat, telling you something, and you're like, well, oh shit, he's a scientist.
Well, that man that told you the Earth was flat said, hey, Paycheck, guess what? Read this, the Earth is fucking flat. And you go, oh, well, I'll be damned. The fucking Earth is flat.
Have you ever been in a plane?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, I've been in a plane multiple times, and I've looked out the window, and I don't see a curvature in the damn.
Now you're just grasping at straws, man. You can stand on the beach and see the curvature of the fucking Earth. You ain't got to be in a damn plane.
Dude, I live in fucking Florida.
And I lived in Myrtle Beach for 37 fucking years.
I lived on the. I stood on the beach.
So have I. You can stand on the beach and see the curvature of the fucking Earth. You ain't got to be in space to see that shit. You ain't got to be in a plane to see that shit.
Wait a minute, dude. Dude, listen to what you're saying right now. So you're telling me.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Let me tell you this. If there was a curvature of the horizon,
yep.
it would be if it was real and if it was true, it would be such a minor curvature, meaning there wouldn't just be a curve. Like, you wouldn't be able to see it from your point of view. You wouldn't be able to see that far. If you could see it, then that would be a major curve. Dude, there's no way that you're able to see the curvature by standing on the beach. There's no way.
Yes, there is.
Dude, the Earth doesn't curve. I mean, the horizon, the curvature is not that grand.
So you're admitting there is a curve, though, huh? See, yeah, you're admitting there's a curve.
No, I'm trying to tell you that you standing.
You just said that you can't see the curve that much, so you're admitting there's a curve.
No, I'm telling you that there's no way that you could see curvature by standing on the damn beach looking at the ocean. You wouldn't be able to see the curvature.
Yeah.
If there was a curvature, it wouldn't be that grand of a curvature to where you could see it.
Yeah, you can, man. Ask anybody.
Dude, listen, you can't ask anybody because this world is full of dumb motherfuckers that don't know nothing.
Oh, see, you're making you're dwindling our damn listener count real bad when you say shit like that, man.
Whoa, dude, do not call our listeners dumb motherfuckers, okay? They are very smart, and they're listening. And
I didn't say that shit. You did, not me, buddy.
They are critical thinkers, and they are taking this time to open up their mind and free themselves of what they've been told and what they've been taught in school. Why do you think a child? Why do you think a child in elementary school? Why do you think there's a globe sitting on the teacher's desk in kindergarten?
Because it's a model of the fucking Earth.
Yeah, because they want to beat into your head immediately. As soon as you step through that fucking door, hey, real quick, the world is round. Why would that be such an important thing to teach a child? How about the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s instead of little Billy standing up? Hey, what's that on your desk, teacher? Now listen. Listen to me. I said that I am a critical thinker and I am not above somebody changed my mind. So I will mention that one thing that I don't understand. So if I'm in California and I want to fly to Russia.
To Russia?
Wouldn't I? Yeah.
Okay.
Wouldn't I go west from California and circle the Earth all the way around until I hit Russia?
You do, yeah. They leave from California and they fly. What is that? The Pacific or the Atlantic, right? No, that's the Pacific.
No, but they don't. They don't. Google it. Look, check the airlines. Check Delta. Check U.S. Airways or whatever it is. That's not how they fly. And here's another thing. My family is military, and hopefully we have some military personnel, either active or retired or whatever. So when you're dealing with heavy artillery, do you think they take under consideration the curvature of the Earth when they're putting in their coordinates?
Yeah, they do.
No.
Yeah, they do, man.
Okay, what's that called?
Well, down south it's called Kentucky windage. I don't know what they call it in the military, but in the South they call that Kentucky windage.
No, that's not proof enough. Like I can't accept that as fact.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. You mean to tell me that whenever a sniper is set up somewhere and he's trying to snipe a dude from like 4 or 5 miles away, or even a missile, not even a sniper, let's even go as grand as a missile. If he's trying to shoot a missile off to wherever, and he's putting his coordinates in, he has to take into account for the curvature of the fucking Earth, man. He's not just going to shoot it straight out into the fucking sky and just hope it hits it. He has to account for the curvature of the fucking Earth.
No, dude. Yeah, they do not. I'm telling you. What they figure is, okay, so you shoot a missile. Let's say you shoot it. Let's use it. Let's scale it down just a little bit. Let's use a bullet. When I shoot a bullet from my gun, it's going to go straight. It's going to be parallel with Earth. So depending on the distance, they know that eventually the speed is going to slow down and that thing is going to drop.
Yep.
It's just like when a pitcher.
Yep, I got it. Yep, I get it.
Throws a baseball. Uh-huh. So that has nothing to do with the curvature of the Earth. They're basing it on how far will this thing go before it starts to drop. And the drop isn't because of gravity. The drop is because that thing's starting to slow down because it's running out of, what do they call it? The velocity, I guess.
Yeah.
So I bring this up. I know we're talking a lot about flat Earth, but because of these things that I'm telling you about flat Earth, I know that we have not left the atmosphere. Now, what I will say is that extraterrestrials that people see, these ghosts and demons or whatever. We've talked about it before. When you have deja vu, when you see your doppelganger, what is it?
Doppelganger.
Yeah. That's, there is no extraterrestrials. There are no aliens. Listen, these are demonic presences that are entering this dimension from another dimension. So we have Earth. And that is flat. However, we have multiple dimensions of this Earth. So demons and ghosts and all that stuff, That's all entities from a different dimension. That's why you're able to see them every now and then, is because sometimes these dimensions, because anybody knows anything about science and dimensions,
They pierce the veil.
they are, huh?
They pierce the veil.
The veil. I'm not.
You know what? You don't know what a veil is, man? Come on. You never heard?
Yeah, it's something that brides wear.
All right. Think of the veil as a thin layer of dimensional matter. And
Oh, I like that, dimensional matter.
right. So you're talking about we've agreed about different dimensions and planes and all that. I'll agree with you on that. So whenever a person gets a glimpse of what they're calling a ghost or whatever, the ghost or person or whatever it is pierces that veil, and they get a glimpse of that other dimension, and vice versa.
Yeah, well, what happens is sometimes two dimensions bang into one another, and there are multiple dimensions. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the documented proof, not proof, but as far as I know, it goes up to 13 dimensions. So as far as I know, there are 13 different dimensions.
Wait a minute. The Wu-Tang Clan tells me it's 36 chambers.
Right, those are chambers, not dimensions. And that has to do with the Shaolin monks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to go through so many chambers in order to be a Shaolin fighter or something like that.
Yeah.
Wait.
So there's no such thing as aliens. Okay, so in this,
wait a minute. There are.
In this,
they're just not what you think they are. They're not from another solar system or galaxy or different universe or something like that.
Okay.
Now listen.
In your opinion, wait a minute now. So in the grand scheme of things here, in the vast universe, whether you believe in it or not, space is infinite. Okay. And whether you believe it or not, we are on Earth, whether it's flat, round, triangular, whatever. Okay.
Right.
We're still here. Okay.
Right.
And in the vastness of space, there are millions and millions and millions of stars. There's a sun. There are other planets. There are other galaxies. The whole nine yards. So you're going to tell me that we are the only living creatures in that vast universe? You're not going to tell me that Earth is a flat fucking saucer with a water bubble around it, just floating around in whatever you call it, and we're the only ones here. That is the dumbest. That's worse. That's even stupider than the Space Force.
No, listen. There is a vast space is infinite. Yes, however, we cannot get there, and nor can anything or any terrestrial get to us. Think about it for a second. There's intelligent life outside of this planet, or I'm going to say planet for conversational purposes. But, dude, don't you think they would have annihilated us by now? If they had the technology, and dude, Earth is a beautiful thing. So you're telling me that there's extraterrestrials out there that know about us, know about Earth, and at no point did some guy say, you know what, that's a pretty fucking awesome place. Let's go take that motherfucker over.
The same reason why we haven't done that the same way. We're fine right here where we're at. We're living peacefully, and there's no reason.
No, dude.
There's no reason for it.
No, that's crazy.
What automatically gives you the assumption that aliens are hostile creatures to begin with?
Well, first of all, they're not extraterrestrial. They're demonic presences.
Terrestrials of the extra kind.
Yeah, of the extra.
Mm-hmm. So demons from hell, you're calling it, right? Demons from hell are what you're calling aliens.
No, I'm calling them demons from a different dimension. They could be roaming
hell, whatever. I'm just for conversational purposes. Ain't that what you said? Demons.
Yeah.
Demons. Okay. So demons can travel through time and space and interdimensionally and all that kind of shit, right?
Well, not necessarily time and space.
But anyway, you get my point. So they can do that without a fucking spacecraft. They don't have to be in a fucking flying saucer to do that. So
right.
All right. So why would they choose a fucking spacecraft to do it in when they can just do it themselves?
I'm glad you asked that. Here's why.
I mean,
wait. Here's why. Since 1952, I believe it was.
1954.
I'm gonna go with 1952.
Okay.
The first documented extraterrestrial. Well, I guess I could only say in America, right?
Sure.
I think in 1952 or 54, whatever. I think that documented case was here in the United States.
Yes, it was. It was in Roswell, New Mexico.
No.
yeah, it was.
Dude, that was not the first. Are you shitting me? No,
You said the first documented.
No, the first documented one was a man and a woman. It was a black guy. It was a black couple, I believe. May have even been a black man and a white woman, actually. They were abducted. Or they were the first person to take a photo of it. Anyway, here's why.
Wait a minute. Black people and white people weren't even allowed to hang out together in 1952.
Sure they did. Sure they were.
They were, but they weren't allowed to.
Well, I mean, yeah. I don't want to go there. You know what I mean?
they were hanging out together, taking pictures of UFOs. Come on, man.
Well, like I said, I don't remember if it was a black couple or a black, and for some reason I'm thinking it was a black guy and a white woman. But that's irrelevant. So here's the deal. So they put them in crafts because they want you to think that they came from a different planet or outside of our atmosphere. That's the only reason. They're actually demonic presences from a different dimension. And I mean, look, in the grand scheme of things, it's a holy war. It's good versus evil. It's God versus Lucifer. It's always been like that since the beginning of time, since the whole Adam and Eve and the damn serpent thing. So Lucifer has waged war against God's people from day one. And it has never stopped. It's always been going on. And the whole extraterrestrial thing is the Illuminati, the Cabal, the fallen angels, whoever the evil is. It's their way of preparing us for these demons. But they're going to call them aliens. And they're going to tell them, oh, they're from another world. They're from another galaxy. They're from another solar system. And they're going to come here and they're going to save us. They're going to share their resources and their technology with us. And that way, when the shit does hit the fan and the government finally says, hey, all right, we was kidding. The truth is that there are aliens here. We're not going to be shocked. We're not going to be surprised because, as everybody knows, aliens have been documented since the 50s. So we're not going to go running scared. We're going to stay right here and be like, well, hey guys, hey extraterrestrials, and it's not going to be a big deal to anybody. But the truth is that they're demonic presences, and it is a big deal, and we should prepare ourselves for the holy war.
No, man. Oh, wow.
Okay, let's. And I know you and I have talked about this, but I'm hoping that you've done some research on this because we've talked about it in the past. But when you watch a rocket launch from NASA,
yep.
Okay, so when a space ship or whatever the fuck, space shuttle, so when this thing blasts off, logically and physics would say that thing should launch straight up in the air until it leaves our atmosphere. That's the quickest way to leave the atmosphere, straight up. Just pack as much fuel and whatever the fuck, to make that thing just haul ass straight up in the air until it leaves the atmosphere. That is the quickest way to leave the atmosphere, straight up. However, anybody that's watched a space shuttle launch, saw a video of it, saw pictures of one, they never go straight up. They go straight up until it hits a certain height, and then it starts veering to the left, veering to the right, north, east, southwest, whatever. But it never goes straight up. It's because it can't. It cannot just go straight up.
You already proved this like 10 minutes ago. It's velocity. It's loss of fuel. It only has to go so far before it leaves the Earth's atmosphere. It doesn't have to go straight up in order to leave the Earth's atmosphere. So it has enough gas in it, enough fuel in it to shoot out of the atmosphere to catch hold of gravity and take it the rest of the way. When it shoots off, it starts losing parts, like losing fuel cells for weight so it can get that far.
Right.
But just like that bullet you were just talking about, when it goes so far, it starts to slow down. And it creates an arch.
No. If you do the math. Right. But you're talking about apples and oranges here. We're talking about gunpowder and,
It's the same concept. It's the same scientific principle.
No, it's not. Listen, there's math. Listen to me. There's math included here. So you got to take the distance between ground and atmosphere. So once you figure out that distance, then you develop technology, fuel, combustion, all that shit.
It's just like a gun.
I know, but listen, dude, how high up do you think how high do you think you'd have to go before you left the atmosphere?
Okay, well, the moon is 237,000 miles away.
Dude, that is not true.
Yes, it is. For conversational purposes, the fucking moon is 237,000 miles away. I'm not sure of the numbers to where the atmosphere stops and starts. I don't fucking know. I just told you I didn't do my research. But
okay,
I do know it's a handful of miles.
No, dude.
I say a handful. I'm not talking like 5 or 6. Okay.
That's another lie that you've been told.
The moon is lie that you've been told, my friend.
Listen, if the moon was that far away, it would not be able to illuminate the Earth like it does.
It doesn't illuminate anything. It's a reflection. Do you not know anything about science?
Yeah, I know that, but it's still, you're right, but it doesn't negate the fact that it illuminates the Earth.
Dude, light is, oh my God, dude, really? Light travels at a ridiculous speed. You can see a cigarette butt from 10 miles away.
What?
You never, dude, really? You're talking about the military, being in the military family. Snipers can detect cigarette cherries from miles away.
No.
You're fucking, what?
They might be able to see the heat on an infrared, but they can't see visually 10 miles through a fucking...
A scope? They
scope.
can. Yeah, they can, dude. Come on, man.
I wish you would have done your research.
Yeah, I have done my research.
A cigarette butt.
Not a cigarette butt, a cigarette cherry. Same fucking
thing. Through infrared.
Okay.
Hopefully, some of our listeners may be hunters. I'm personally not a hunter, but I'd like to know the distance that the most powerful scope on a weapon, on a firearm. I'm not talking about on a fucking, a military battleship or anything like that. I'm talking about on a regular sniper rifle, like a 50 cal or something like that.
Dude, military grade scopes are fucking powerful, dude. We're not talking about your everyday run-of-the-mill deer hunting Tasco fucking rifle scope here.
I know, but it would give us an idea on the commercial civilian grade scopes And how far
You can
are they
see
able to see?
pretty damn far. I can't call a number, but it's pretty damn far, dude.
No, you called a number. You said 10 miles.
That's military-grade snipers, yeah. Military-grade snipers can see miles with fucking scopes, dude.
Do you know what the longest kill that was made by a sniper is?
Oh, I know you're gonna go ahead and tell me. So what is it?
Well, I don't know exactly, but I think.
So you're gonna ask me, but you don't even fucking know.
Well, no, I have an estimate. There was a world record from a different country, and I believe that record was a little over a mile. The new record it was just broke here recently, maybe within the past couple months, maybe the past year, here recently, and it's under 2 miles. So your 10-mile seeing a cherry is
military grade.
Dude, who do you think's making? Listen, who do you think's making this kill? I said a kill with a sniper. I don't know any civilian companies or clubs that have fucking snipers. Hey, come join our fucking sniper club.
Dude, it's been, snipers in Vietnam were picking Viet Cong off at like 3/4 of a mile in Vietnam.
Right.
So you're going to tell me in 50 fucking years that they haven't advanced technology enough to be able to make a scope that'll pick a motherfucker off at 5+ miles?
No, because it's
I mean, come on, dude.
Field of sight and magnification.
And the curvature of the earth. Yeah, dude.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Okay, so I'm assuming that you're one of these guys that think that a vessel, a water vessel, a ship, a boat, a yacht, whatever.
Yeah, a boat.
Okay, so you're on the beach.
Yep.
And let's just say, for shits and giggles, somebody launched this boat off the beach, but it's big enough, to where you can see it for a while. Matter of fact, here's a good example. So here in Florida, Jacksonville, there's a lot of ports right here. So I can be on the beach and I can see this big ass ship with containers in it or on it, and I can watch this thing sail out. And that thing will start to get smaller and smaller and smaller, and then all of a sudden it disappears. So you think that it disappears because of the curvature of the Earth?
Yep.
Okay, so that same ship that you say disappeared because of the curvature of the Earth, I can pull my binoculars out and find it again.
Because it loses that. What's the word? Line of sight. Dude, the human eye can only see so fucking far. Of course I can see the motherfucker with a pair of binoculars.
Okay, but at some point you shouldn't be able to see it because of the curvature of the Earth, right?
Yeah, a couple hours later, maybe.
Okay, so let's say I can no longer see it with my binoculars. You would think that it's because of the curvature of the Earth, right?
Sure.
Okay, but then I break out my telescope, and I can find it again.
Yeah, you would.
So it's not, you don't lose the ship because of the curvature of the Earth. You lose the ship or the boat because of field of vision. You can no longer see that far. Did you know that there was a military pilot. He was testing a new aircraft here in the United States, and he went up to, I don't remember. It was very high, maybe over. What does a commercial airliner go at? 30,000 feet.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, so he was around there, maybe higher. I'm not 100% sure, but I do know that he took photos. So if he was that high in the sky, and he could see Washington, the state of Washington, and he could see Arizona. If he was that high, and if the Earth was round and there was a curvature, he would not be able to see those two states at the same time.
Yes, he would.
No, dude. Eventually, he would lose he would lose sight of Washington because of the curvature. If the Earth is curved and you're up that high, you shouldn't be able to see both of those states.
Dude, I can take you to a place on foot, on the top of a mountain where you can see 3 states.
Yeah, because there's no curvature of the Earth. If there was curvature of the Earth, you would not be able to see that.
Dude, you just said that the curve is so vast that you're not going to see it anyway. You just said that.
Right, but that's ground level. That's you on the beach. If you're up 30,000 feet or higher, you should be able to see it.
And you can. It's been documented.
No, you cannot.
Dude, there are people in airplanes that take pictures out of the window seat all the fucking time. And you can see the curvature of the fucking Earth.
Yeah, no, that's the window that they're looking out of.
You can
That
see,
makes it.
Dude, you can see the curvature of the fucking Earth and Earth as a whole from the
No.
International Space Station.
There is no International Space Station, dude.
Bullshit, dude. Come on.
Okay, so listen. So you're telling me.
But it fucking straws now, man. You're gonna tell me that there's not an International Space Station? That's all a fucking Hollywood stage thing too, right?
Yes. Okay. Think about it like this.
Come
Think about it like
on.
this. Okay. So listen. According to NASA and the United States government, there are millions of satellites orbiting this Earth. Is that a true statement?
That is a true statement, yes, sir.
Okay. So how is it that I can look at the moon? I can put a telescope with a camera on the moon, and not once does a satellite go in between my telescope and that moon, if there are millions of them.
Dude.
Look, it's night. I'm outside. I'm in my garage. I just walked out here outside, and I don't see one damn satellite. Nothing.
Because dude, they're hot. They're out of your line of vision, man.
Yeah, but I have a telescope.
These motherfuckers aren't going 55 in a 65. They're going millions of miles an hour, man.
Dude.
Come on, dude. Come on.
Okay, so
dude.
tell me.
Or
out of all
thousands,
these,
thousands of miles an hour. Let me correct myself. Thousands of miles an hour. Maybe not millions, but thousands of miles an hour.
Okay, have you ever seen a satellite leave our atmosphere?
What are you talking about? Have I seen a satellite?
Yeah, just answer the question. Just humor me for a second.
I've been humoring you for a fucking hour now. I mean, come on, dude.
Have you ever seen?
No, I've never witnessed a satellite leave the Earth. No, I have not.
Okay, have you ever seen it on the news?
Probably. Yeah.
No, you saw space shuttles.
I saw video. Yeah, the same video that told you the Earth was flat. Come on, man.
No. I'm saying, have you seen on the news? Hey guys, we just launched a new satellite into space.
Yeah, it happens. It happens, man.
It's the space. No, just the space shuttles. That's the only thing you've seen.
Okay, so these huge
What
ass.
satellite?
I can't call it by name, but I mean.
Okay, if there's millions and millions of satellites orbiting this Earth, then why have I never seen it, heard about it? Why is there no stories on it? Why was no video taken of it? Nothing.
Because it wasn't a grand. It wasn't a grand event. Satellites. You know, the majority of your cell phone signal comes from satellite. A lot of it is underground. A lot of it is beneath the ocean and all that kind of shit. But a lot of the fucking cell phone signal that you can get on your cell phone comes from fucking satellites. So
Yeah, I disagree.
So whenever, you know, NASA and Verizon and T-Mobile and all that get together and they slingshot a fucking satellite up in the air, it ain't no televised event because it's just something that needs to happen. You don't call your daddy every time you back into a fucking dock and you get loaded, do you?
No. Okay, so wait a minute.
You don't, because it's not that big of a deal.
Okay, so I have a Metro PCS bullshit phone.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, you got one of them Obama
So you're telling
phones.
me, huh?
You got one of them Obama phones.
So you're telling me that Metro PCS has enough money to launch a satellite into space so I can use their network?
In contract with NASA, I'm sure. Yeah. Dude, you're talking about a cell phone company.
Wait a minute. You're talking about a cell phone company has a contract with NASA?
Yeah.
No.
Dude, do you not have any idea how cell phones work? No, we've already been through this one time already.
Yes,
do you
but
not have any
I
idea how cell phones work?
Yeah, but listen, you see, you're taking what I'm saying way out there. I believe
You're
that they're
taking it way out there by yourself, bro.
I believe that there are satellites out there, but I don't believe that they've left the atmosphere.
No, they don't need to leave the atmosphere.
Right. So satellites, we can go ahead and knock that out because they didn't leave the atmosphere. I'm talking about leaving the atmosphere.
Okay. What about it?
We haven't.
Yeah,
We're
you
unable to.
have.
Says who?
The same motherfucker that showed you the videos that tells you your Earth is flat. You one of them motherfuckers that believes in long Earth too, ain't you? It ain't just flat. it ain't just flat. It's long too, right?
Listen, you're believing what some corrupt.
So are you. So are you. So are you.
The people that the information I'm getting about the Earth being flat is not from the corrupt government.
Who are they then?
There's somebody who has no dog in the fight.
No affiliation with the government. You're talking about ex-government employees. They have affiliations with the government.
Right, but that's I'm not talking about them. I mean, look, there are communities out here. There, believe it or not, I'm not alone. There are a lot of people who believe what I believe. And listen, I'm not. Let me just say this before this ends. I'm not saying that my opinions and my thoughts are facts. I'm not saying that. I don't know for sure.
You sure are going to great lengths to push your opinions on me.
Well, because I don't want to be that person who just believes that, this and that because some asshole in a damn lab coat told me to.
Well, you're believing some dude behind the camera. It's the same fucking principle.
Yeah, but no, dude, there's aviators that are coming out saying that there is no curvature of the Earth. There are Navy personnel. There are the title or the name escapes me, but anybody who works on the water, experts, are coming out saying that there is no curvature of the Earth. You're talking about experts in their field finally coming out.
And experts in their field have also told me that what you're telling me and the people that what told you are fucking idiots.
Yeah, but the people that you're talking about are affiliated with the government.
You need to quit living scared, Paycheck. You need to quit.
What am I scared about? I'm over here having a great time.
You worried about the government, what the government thinks, and the government this, and the government that.
Listen, when I get that notification every time I download an app and it says, they have access to my camera and to my microphone, I hit okay. I don't give a shit. Listen to me. You can listen to me talk about, all the dumb shit I talk about, or you want to. You can take photos of me watching TV and driving a truck and riding my bike, shooting my guns, picking my nose. I'm not scared of none of that shit. I know that when the good Lord says it's time to go, it's time to go. I don't give a shit about this fucking government or the military or.
Well, why are you worried about it then? Why are you so worried about
I'm
it?
not worried about. I'm more.
You're fixated on it. You're fixated on it though.
I'm fixated on knowledge, not just what the government tells me, not just what the teachers in school told me. I want to know the truth.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, okay. So you and I have known each other for some years.
Mm-hmm.
You and I have discussed many different topics for many different years.
Yep.
So you're telling me that none of the topics that we've discussed has ever made you think, and you go do some research on it?
Oh yeah, of course.
And you're telling me that everything adds up and everything's fine. You don't see nothing. Everything's normal.
Some of it's a little off kilter, but for the most part, you take what you're being told to heart, and so do I. I take what I'm being told to heart.
But that's the difference. I'm not being told anything. I'm seeking out my own information.
But somebody's telling you.
No, nobody told me to. Nobody told me to go. Hey, go do some more information, do some research. No, just one day I was like, something don't seem right here. Let me look into this a little bit.
I know we fixated, and a lot of this is revolved around flat Earth, but I got to ask you this, okay? You've never stood on the beach and watched the sun come up. I know you have.
Absolutely.
Okay. And now the theory is that the Earth breaks the sun breaks the plane of the horizon of the Earth and all that kind of shit. Just, I'm loosely speaking here. And I get that even in a flat Earth theory and a round Earth theory, that there's still a horizon. Right? We can agree on that. And that gravity holds the water onto the flat Earth just like it holds water onto the round Earth. No.
I don't believe in gravity either.
See. Okay, so you don't believe that the Earth rotates, and you get 365 days by the amount of days it takes for the Earth to revolve around the sun and all that shit?
No, listen. If the Earth is round and it rotates, why do I see the same damn stars every night? Why do I see the same? What do they call them?
You're seeing light from stars from years and years and years ago. You're not seeing like the light illuminated yesterday or today. You're seeing light from thousands and thousands of years ago.
No, you said a couple episodes ago. No, you said a couple episodes ago. I don't remember which episode it was, but you said that it takes Earth roughly 24 hours to rotate all the way around.
Right. That's scientific fact. Yes.
Okay. So if it's rotating, then how am I seeing the same damn stars every night?
Because
you're
those
telling me
stars are in different positions. They're not in the same exact position. They're in different positions in the same sky. I'm 500 miles away from you, Paycheck, give or take a few miles. I can go outside right now and find the Little Dipper, and so can you.
Yeah, but if the Earth's rotating, I should not be able to see that Little Dipper every night.
Yes, you can. Dude, you're missing the whole concept.
Of what?
Of Earth rotation. And all that. You're missing the whole entire concept of it.
So you're telling me that gravity is strong enough to hold thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of gallons of water on this Earth?
Yes. That's where your tides and all that shit come in. And the moon phases and all that. Okay, so if you don't believe in the rotation of the Earth, for God's sake,
wait a minute. Wait a minute. How can the moon affect the waves in the ocean at how far away did you say it was?
237,000 miles. Gravity.
Dude, are you listening to yourself?
Yes, I am. It's called gravity. Okay, so if you don't believe, wait a minute, fuck that. If you don't believe in the rotation of the Earth, where the fuck do you get days from? Where the fuck do you get years from? Where the hell do you get all that from if the fucking Earth doesn't rotate?
That's a man-made thing. That's a man-made thing.
The Earth rotating is not a man-made thing.
No, but time is.
Time is, yeah. But
you said, where do you get time from? From man. Man created time.
Dude, you've got your fucking arm up right now, and you're blocking everything I'm saying right now.
No, I'm not, dude. I'm listening to you. I've heard this debate before, and it's.
That still doesn't negate the fact. Where do you get your Johnny Paycheck? If you don't believe that the Earth fucking rotates and it doesn't revolve around the fucking sun, where do you get your days and your years at? Where does that come from? That little saucer disc of Earth is spinning on a fucking stick and still rotating.
No, dude, that's not true at all. Okay, think about it like this. Okay, so
why does the sun come up?
Wait a minute, listen. humor me for just a second.
Again, I've been humoring you for over an hour now.
But you keep asking me questions, and then you talk while I'm trying to answer the damn question.
Please, by all means, answer the question.
Listen, okay, so imagine this. Just imagine for a second that the Earth is flat. Of course, it would have to be a pretty, you know, wide and long, you know what I mean, to fit all this stuff in here. But so you have let's say you have the sun all the way in the west, and you have the moon all the way in the east. They make a circle around the Earth in a counterclockwise or a clockwise fashion. So that's why the West Coast is on a different time zone than we're in, because the sun is on the west of the Earth and it's rotating counterclockwise or clockwise.
No, the Earth is still. The Earth or the sun is still. The sun is still. The sun does not move.
That's not true.
The Earth rotates around the sun.
Listen, if that was true, then the size of the sun and the moon would not differ the way it does.
Because one's farther away than the other, dude.
Listen, okay, so
what you're saying,
listen. So what you're saying is listen. What you're saying is that the Earth is round and the sun the sun and the moon orbit the Earth, and the Earth rotates, right?
No. The sun is a stationary object. The sun does not move. Dude, this is rudimentary science here. I can't believe I'm explaining this shit to you right now. The sun.
What do you mean the sun don't move?
The sun does not move. The sun is a fucking stationary object. The Earth revolves around it, and then the moon revolves around the Earth. Because
okay, well then why can I see the sun and the moon at the same time?
Because
Look,
because of reflections. Dude, are you fucking? I mean, come on, man.
A reflection? What kind of reflection?
Okay, so you really thought? Okay, you're gonna tell me that you believe that the fucking moon emits light? The moon the moon is reflecting light from the sun.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that.
Okay, so what the fuck is the problem?
You're telling me that the way you're describing it, the Earth, I mean the sun.
This is like third grade science. I'm fucking explaining it to a grown man.
Yeah, because you're talking about science. Science is not factual. Science changes often.
Well, the shit you're talking about isn't factual either, because a man's telling you the shit too, just like a man's telling me.
Right, but it's not just. But they're not government affiliated.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Sure it doesn't
matter who gives the message. It's just if you got it or not.
No, one has an agenda and one does not.
Dude, oh my god.
I wish you were woke. That's what I wish.
yeah. I wish you were woke, my friend. I wish you were woke.
Look, we believe what we believe. You know what I mean?
You are just waking up, rubbing your eyes. That's what you're doing.
You believe what Grandpappy told you, and the teacher told you, and the government told you, instead of being a free thinker, doing your research, and coming up with, you know, what you believe.
I believe in what science and my own experience tells me. Just like you believe that whoever the hell's telling you all this dumb shit and your own experience, that's what you believe. It's a one side of the coin and the other, man.
Who funds science? Who?
People with money.
No, not people with money.
Yeah,
who?
People with money.
Who are these people?
The government, rich individuals from the private sector. I mean, there's all kind of people that fund science. It's not just funded by the fucking government, dude.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Listen to me for a second. It was not legal for any civilian in the private sector to launch a spaceship into space. That is not true. The private sector had nothing to do with the government, had nothing to do with NASA, nothing.
Dude, Elon Musk has got a project going on right now where he's getting ready to send a fucking rocket into space, and he's from the private sector.
Right now.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, and he ain't.
Yeah, that's new. I'm trying to tell you that only started now. What's the guy's name? The T-Mobile guy. He was the first person in the private sector as a civilian to open up that window. Anything prior to him was illegal, for lack of a better term. They didn't allow civilians in the private sector to be privy to the information that the government and NASA has. Nobody. It was the government only. They're the only ones that were allowed to go shoot something into space.
What's your point?
A point is that you're talking about people, and you're getting your information from people who are funded by the government.
Dude, the same people that were funded by the government in the fucking 60s and the 70s are telling you different shit, that they were still funded by the fucking government.
Yeah, and now they're coming out saying that they were lying to you.
Okay, well, the people from the government are also telling you, those same fucking people that are telling you all this dumb shit are lying to you.
No,
yeah, they are.
Who? I've never seen.
You think the government likes a conspiracy theorist? No, they don't.
Why wouldn't they? They have nothing to hide, right? Dude, I have yet to see a rebuttal from the government, from NASA, or anybody. Have you?
No, I don't go looking for it. No, I don't. I have never seen one, but I don't go looking for it.
That's my point. See, you made a comment that I got my arm up blocking what you're telling me. When the truth is that that's what you're doing. You didn't hear anything I just said. Every time I say something, you're in your brain, you're trying to come up with a rebuttal.
I'm not trying to come up with anything. That's scientific fact.
I know, but what is science? That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. What is science?
What do you call what you believe in then? What do you call what you believe in? Does it have a name?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's you believe in science, and okay. Here's the difference between you and I. Not that you're right or wrong, not that I'm right or that I'm wrong. I think we can nip this in the bud right here tonight. In that you believe in science and I don't. I don't believe in science because science has been wrong in the past.
So has just about every other spiritual leader in this fucking world. So has anybody that's ever made a statement. Nobody's perfect.
Right, but I don't believe one entity. You believe what one entity tells you, which is the government. Science is funded by the government, so we can just eliminate the word science and just add government in there.
No, it's science.
Right, who is funded by the government?
Not all the time.
Yes.
No.
How are they funded? Where do they get their money from?
Rich people in the private sector. I just fucking said that.
Yeah, but that is not true because that only became. Now it is, Red. Not 5 years ago, not 10 years ago, not 20 years ago. Now, that's it. What you're telling me is truth now. That's it.
So, think about 20 years ago. 20 years ago, let's just say 20 years ago was the year 2000. Was the year 2000. Okay? You're going to tell me that... Huh?
10 years ago, it was not the year 2000.
I said 20 years ago. I said, let's just call it 2000. I mean, it was 1998, but let's just call it 2000, okay?
And you want me to believe what you're saying.
I said, let's just call it 2000, okay? 1998, motherfucker, it don't matter. It's 10 years. Okay.
What do we call it 2000?
So the Rockefellers and the Bill Gates and all that shit were still around then, and they were still funding shit like that. Elon Musk has been around. He's been around way longer than the fucking 2000s, but he's just now making a name for himself.
Yeah, but he had nothing to do with space. None of those people had anything to do with space.
They don't have anything to do with it. They funded it. You're talking about science is funded by the government. Science is not always funded by the government. Science.
Bill Gates has never funded anything space related.
I said people like Bill Gates. I didn't call him out specifically.
Well, who are you talking about? That is not true. That is a false statement. The government. That is it.
Yeah. Dude, the Rockefellers have had their hand in the fucking government. The fucking, I can't call off any rich people names, but the Rockefellers, but people like the Rockefellers have had their hands in fucking government funding since the Rockefellers have been the fucking Rockefellers, the Kennedys, all these fucking people have had their hands in the government pocketbook.
You're right, but I can name the other names. The Rothschilds.
Yeah, those people. Yes, that's exactly who I'm talking about. Those people have had their hands in the government pocketbook since the beginning. So it's not always funded by just the government. It's also funded by the private sector. The fucking Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the fucking Elon Musk. It's not just the government. And these same fucking people are also funding the people that are making these videos that you watch and get your fucking information from.
No, listen, it's the same people.
Exactly.
You're right. Listen to me. The Soros, the Rothschilds, JP Morgans, all of them. You're right. They fund the government. But they're in the same fucking boat. These are the people that I'm telling you about. These are the elite that I'm talking about. These are the rich and the powerful that I'm talking about. These are the people that I'm...
rich and the powerful control both sides.
Wait a minute. Dude, listen. You cannot climb on top of me when I'm trying to answer a question that you asked me. Don't ask me a question if you're not going to let me damn answer the damn question. These people that you're talking about, the Soros, the Rothschilds, JP Morgans, they're in the same fucking boat. They do finance the government. But they're in the same fucking boat. They're the same people who are trying to get you to believe that the Earth is round and that we went to space and that there are extraterrestrials and all the other bullshit.
And you don't.
There's a reason.
And you don't think those same fucking puppet masters are controlling the other side too, and the people that are telling you that the Earth is fucking flat.
Great point, man. That shows how smart you are.
It's easy shit, man.
Yes, I do think that. I do wonder that. Which is why I said a few times now that I'm not above, my opinion changing, or, if somebody's able to convince me otherwise. I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to think about it, and you're absolutely right. I do think about, well, are they also, do they have their hands in the other side too? Yeah, I think about that. That's why I said I don't believe, what I'm saying to be fact. I'm just saying that I prefer to think on my own and believe on my own instead of what people tell me to believe.
Yeah, I do the same exact thing.
I'm not
completely closed-minded to what the government tells me.
You suck. Oh, shit. Go ahead.
I'm not completely closed-minded to what the government tells me. I don't believe everything the government tells me. I don't. We've had this conversation a million times over. I don't believe everything that the government tells me. Or I don't believe everything that science tells me, but science tells me that we've been to the fucking moon, scientific fact. Science tells me that we've been out of the Earth's atmosphere, scientific fact. And science tells me that there's a such thing as fucking gravity. That's scientific fact. Newton's law of fucking gravity. When the apple fell, hit him in the fucking head. What makes that apple hit him in the head, Paycheck? It ain't flat Earth, it's fucking gravity. That's scientific fact.
Stop asking me questions. Just say what you want to say, but don't ask me a question.
That's scientific. I gotta finish my thought before you answer. I mean, come on. It's it's scientific fact. Whether you want to believe it or accept it or not, science is real, and science is believable because people have done that research and proven these things. Just like your people have done research and proven your thing. Those people are also scientists and conspiracy theorists.
But these scientists that you're talking about, do you know what they? And I know you already know the answer to that. I know you already know because we've talked about it before. But what do you call a scientist who got C's and D's in school?
A scientist. What do you call a conspiracy theorist that got C's and D's in school? A fucking conspiracy theorist. What do you call a flat earther that got C's and D's in school? A fucking flat earther. I mean,
yeah, but
what? That's it.
Dude, you just talk. You talk. I'll listen.
Dude, your theory is full of holes, man. You're telling me not to believe science because you can't believe science, what science tells you because it's funded by the government, but the same fucking people that are telling you the earth is flat are the same fucking people that are telling me the earth is round. So you have, neither one of us have a fucking argument realistically because it's all coming from the same fucking people. Yeah, I've been told since I've been old enough to know better that the earth is round because that's science, that's scientific fact. But when I grew up and somebody told me that there was no such thing as aliens, I said, wait just a fucking minute. There ain't no damn way that we are the only ones in this vast, endless, infinite galaxy. And whenever they put a camera on a fucking space shuttle and they shoot that motherfucker into the unknown, that is a modern miracle. For that motherfucker to even leave the earth, even a foot, that's a modern miracle. When you're riding around in an airplane, and I think I even touched on this one time and made a joke about it, Louis C.K. said it best whenever he talked about white people problems getting pissed off whenever they got a 20-minute delay sitting in an airplane. You're getting ready to take off in a magical box that floats through the fucking air. That's a modern marvel. That's a fucking miracle. That's science. And just because a man that works for a government agency said, hey guys, the earth is round. Hey guys, the earth is flat. You said it yourself that the government is in a holy war or whatever the fuck it is. The government wants conflict between the people on the planet. They want that shit. So the same fucking entity is telling you one thing and telling me another. But my science says that we left the fucking earth and we made discoveries in the vast fucking infinite space that some people on this earth haven't even made yet. In the 60s, we were in a race with Russia to get to the fucking moon, to be able to put out that information first and say, hey, we made it first. We were talking to people on a telephone before that. Just before we went to the fucking moon, we projected people's faces on a television screen. That's a modern fucking miracle in that era. So every fucking generation that comes through this earth, and they are a little bit more intelligent than the last man, and they discover something different than the last man did, that's all miracles in itself. When we put a man in an airplane and he left the ground and he flew for long distances, that was a landmark in human existence. When we put a face on a television screen or a voice in an earpiece and we talk to somebody miles away, that was a modern miracle for its time. Whenever you put a man in a space shuttle and send his ass to the fucking moon, for that era, that was a modern miracle. And you know, science continues to baffle the human mind every fucking day. Your creator made these people. My creator made these people to absorb this intelligence to be able to do this kind of shit. Your creator, my creator, didn't put these people on this fucking earth to be dumb human meat sacks. They have a purpose. I mean, I don't understand why you can't grasp that concept. It's just, it blows my mind. I mean, it's third grade science, man. The same people, the same creator that made the person that told you that the earth was flat, he also made another person that says the earth is round. So that tells me that our creator has got a little flaw in his blueprint. Because if we were all perfect and we were all meant for one particular purpose, we'd all be the same person. We're all. What do you mean? What? That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
I mean, if we all had the same purpose in leaving this earth in different planes of existence, all that shit, like we talked about it before, if we were all meant to do that same thing, or all meant to do different things, we'd all be the same person. We wouldn't be different, is what I'm trying to say. So the same person that's telling you that the earth is flat, the same person's telling me the earth is round. So the people that are listening to this, you think for yourself, come to your own fucking conclusions. I'm not right, Paycheck's not right. It's all opinion and what we've been taught and what we believe and all that kind of shit. But I feel strongly in my opinions, and so do you.
All right, well there it is.
I'm not gonna try to sway you one way or the fucking other.
All right, well there it is. We appreciate y'all tuning in to Red and his high horse. Tune in next time. Let's tell them about this new thing that we're doing.
Yeah, we're gonna start something new, man. Things that all men should know. We're gonna do a little excerpt every episode from here on out. Just little tidbits of what we think, as Paycheck and Red, what we think that every man should know. So here's the first one, and get ready for it because it's mine. It'll blow your mind. It's okay to pick your nose, but what you do with the booger, that's what's important.
That is important.
You can't just pick it and wipe it on something, because then you become responsible for it. And you said it best. Once you flick it, it no longer belongs to you. Where it lands is where it lands. There you go.
Well, we're gonna do those once a week. So tell all the people who have been living on the moon where they can find us.
Living on the moon, under a rock, out in the desert, doing LSD, whatever the case may be.
Wait a minute. Don't tell them where to find us. Science can tell them where to find us at.
Yeah, social media, that's the science. Facebook at Paycheck and Red, Twitter at Paycheck and Red, Instagram at Paycheck and Red Podcast. We're on YouTube and anywhere that you listen to podcasts at. Pretty sure we're on there. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, be sure to go find us. Leave a kind word. Tell us that we're fucking ridiculous and we don't make any sense. Tell us we're doing a good job. But no matter what you tell us, always leave us 5 stars, because it keeps us relevant, makes us easy to find. So everybody under God's green earth, round earth, can listen.
Yeah, y'all please leave us 5-star reviews, because we're trying to be relevant in the science community. So, well, there it is. An hour and 33 minutes of conversations with Paycheck and Red. See you
Later.